Good morning. Good morning. Freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. How y'all doing this morning? How y'all doing this morning on this Friday, February 21st, 2025? And what a year it has been so far, right? Technically this is the 12th month of the year. Next month is supposed to be the 13th, but we ain't gonna get into all that. King RJ was good. Xander, good morning. Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about how February and March are the 12th and 13th months of the year, and how April is where the new year begins. But hey, why go with the etymological, right? Why go with the etymological meaning of the months? Why do that? That makes too much sense. Anyway, how y'all doing this morning? The Donald Trump presidency has been stirring up a lot of shit. He made a lot of campaign promises, a lot of which he's trying to fulfill. It looks like a lot of them he is fulfilling. Except for, of course, bringing down food prices and shit like that. That shit's not going to happen. He told you. He told you it's not going to happen, but we'll see, right? We'll see. All the tariffs, all this shit, he's done all that. He's putting the tariffs on these people, on these foreign countries. Food prices aren't going down. Eggs are ridiculously priced. I don't know why, Anyway, it is what it is. We live in the world we live in today because, people allow these tyrants to rule over us. So this is what you get. But there are a lot of things that people are worried about that Donald Trump is doing, including other Republicans, right? They fear that he is going to cut Medicaid. Well, he does plan on, there's a new bill that's coming out where they're trying to cut Medicaid, they're saying Elon Musk found that millions of dead people were receiving Social Security checks. Now, somebody was saying that, oh, that's not true. Who knows what the fuck is really going on, right? But it makes sense to me that people are collecting checks for their dead relatives and cashing them, because they're not informing the government, yo, this motherfucker dead. That shit is happening. Don't let these people fool you and say, oh, that's not true. Listen, here's the bottom line. By the time you or I reach retiring age to where we're eligible for Social Security, it probably won't be around anyway. So why not cut it off early, right? Now here's the thing. When people that are collecting Social Security checks right now are collecting them because people that work right now are paying into Social Security, right? So the people that are currently working and paying into Social Security are paying the Social Security checks to the retired folks. So at the end of the day, we are paying Social Security for these people. The Sigma was good. We are paying Social Security checks. The government is not doing it. Me and you, I work. I get Social Security taken out of my check. I am paying into Medicaid and Medi-Cal, not Medi-Cal anymore because I don't live in Cali. But I'm paying into this shit. I'm paying into Social Security. I'm paying into, and so is the employer. Employer pays a certain amount as well. But here's the bottom line. Nothing the government does is from their own product or from their own time and labor and energies. Government does not produce anything. The government needs the people to produce in order for them to do what they do. So in essence, Social Security is not necessary, right? The Social Security Administration is not necessary for retired folks to live comfortably because, number one, that money that's going into Social Security can be diverted to whatever you want it to go to, right? You can put it into retirement, your own retirement fund where you have control. You can invest it. There are a number that you can put it into your business so that when you do reach retirement age, You know, the business that you started and are operating is funding your life. See, here's the problem that we have. Social Security gives us the impression that, oh yeah, you know, we can just work for the rest of our lives. We don't have to, you know, invest in our own retirement. We just let the government take care of us. That is a problem. Because at the end of the day, the government is not taking care of y'all. The government is not doing it. The government is forcing us to take care of you. You understand? And those of you who work, the government is forcing you to take care of retired folks. The government is not doing shit. The government is the middleman that is completely unnecessary. You know, back in the days before government overreach, right? And any government reach is overreach, right? But back in the days when we lived in small communities, small tribes, we took care of our own old folks. They did not have to worry about anything. They could live comfortably in their retirement until they pass away. But what has happened is, because due to industrialization and all this other shit, due to government spreading itself far and wide and all these, just the way the society exists today, people think that, oh, well, when you retire, you're on your own. Oh, yeah. If you don't, you just got to rely on Social Security, right? And Social Security is not enough. No. Y'all think them Social Security checks are enough to survive on in society today? No, not even close. Right? And so retired folks, the elders that rely solely on Social Security and Medicaid and things like that, they are struggling, right? They are struggling. Whereas if they did not have to rely on Social Security in the first place, if they understood that, listen, I have to ensure during my working years that I set myself up so that when I retire, I'm good, they would not be in the position they're in today, to where we're worried about Social Security being cut off. Now, me, myself, those of us who work today and still have however many years you feel like you want to work for, 12, 20 years maybe, I have 10 to 20 years to come up with a retirement plan for myself that has nothing to do with relying on government. You understand what I'm talking about? So with this in mind, maybe Social Security should be cut off. It'll encourage people to be self-sufficient, self-reliant, and to understand that the government ain't shit. Because in reality, as much money as we pay into Social Security should be a viable, right? A viable and, not only viable, right? It should be sufficient enough for people to survive on when they retire. There should be no struggling if we're paying into our own Social Security. If we're paying into Social Security, you know what I'm saying? They collect that Social Security. It goes into a fund or whatever. It gains interest. You know what I'm saying? But what ends up happening is, you know, a lot of that money does not get used for Social Security. They take it and they do whatever the fuck they want with it. They prioritize other things over the people that they are supposed to be looking out for. Our government does not prioritize veterans. They don't prioritize their own people of retirement age. They don't do that. They prioritize gay chickens and shit like that. They prioritize Pakistani gender studies. They prioritize Ukraine. They prioritize other shit that has no relevance to us whatsoever. It doesn't, like, our government, as much as we pay into it, they should not be funding anything outside of the United States or anything that does not benefit the American people. But they do it anyway, right? They do it anyway. They put money in the pockets of all these nonprofit agencies, these nonprofits that pay their CEOs and pay their employees hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars a year for doing jack shit. That's what they've been doing. I did not need Elon Musk to tell me that, right? This is something we already knew. I've been talking about this for years. How our government spends money on bullshit when it's, they give us this impression, oh, the government this and government does so much and people want government handouts, when the individuals that get the most handouts are millionaires. I always talk about corporate welfare recipients. They are the greatest beneficiary of government assistance. But they make millions of dollars. The CEOs, the officers of those corporations, they make hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars a year. Due to our government giving them our money. Right? Social Security, Medicaid, the IRS, all these different government agencies. Maybe we need them to go bye-bye. No, actually, we do need them to go bye-bye. I'm all for, if Donald Trump wants to eradicate all these bureaucracies within the government, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for it. Let's do it. Fuck it. And while you're at it, the last thing you can shut down is the office of the presidency. Since we want to cut shit off, and we want to give money back to the people, like Elon Musk. Oh, how generous of this guy, huh? He wants to give us $5,000 for all the wasteful spending that they have been doing. $5,000, that's not nearly enough. We should be getting back hundreds of thousands of dollars, not $5,000. That's a fucking insult and a slap in the face. Oh yeah. We found billions and hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars of wasteful spending that we have stopped. But we're going to give you $5,000 a month, a week, or are we just talking about a one-time payment of $5,000? A fucking insult. Kengar J says, especially with the addition of savings accounts that add interest over time, even restricted ones like CDs, for example, there are many ways to exactly. Bright says, hello, sexy baby. I don't, okay, thank you. I don't, okay. I appreciate that. But, we don't, let's just be real about this. $5,000? What kind of bullshit is that? $5,000 per family? $5,000 per individual? Like, what are we talking about? $5,000. Queen Sister Cameron, how you doing this morning? Thank you for coming through. What is $5,000? How does that make up for all the wasteful spending that the government has been doing with our money? $5,000 is ridiculous, right? I've been paying into these things for like 30 years, right? Wait, no, more like 20. I've been paying in this shit for 24 years or 25 years since I was 18 years old, whatever. 23 years. I've been getting extorted by the government for 23 years. And you mean to tell me that you're just going to give me $5,000? You done lost your fucking mind. You done lost your mind, Elon. You got me fucked up, homie. No. You need to run me a few million. How about that? $5,000 ain't shit. Cause that's not going to recoup the money that we wasted. Where's the rest of that money going? If you're only giving the American people $5,000 a piece, and there's 150 million working individuals that get taxed. That ain't enough. Where the fuck is the rest of my money? 5Gs? No, you got me fucked up, Elon. Trump, you better get your boy. I need $5,000 a week or a month for 20 years. How about that? $5,000 a month for 20 years. We can talk about something. Let's see how much is that. No, we're going to get this shit straightened out. No. $5,000 a one-time payment. You got me fucked up. Let's see. 12, $60,000 a year times 20. Yeah, 1.2 million. That sounds about right. That sounds, actually, that's a little low. That's a little low. That's a little low. There needs to be, you owe me some VIG on that for the pain and suffering and for the criminal act of extortion. Yeah, let's multiply that. Let's see, times, let's say an 80% VIG, right? That's another $960,000 with a 80% VIG. I think that sounds about right. Yeah. So 1.2 million. Let's see. 1.2 million. That sounds about right to me. Plus 1.2 million. Yeah. 2.16 million. Yeah. Now, I'll take mine a week. 5,000 a week. Here comes the cracker that supports a pedophile. Just so y'all know. This guy, Ricky Manor, and Black Dub, who's probably the same person, is a supporter of a child molester. Just so you know. They boxing fight. Man, y'all wild. Boxing fight. I have never been in a fight with Minor Mouse. We sparred, but there was no fight. Anyway, so I need you to run me $5,000 a week. That's what I need. $5,000 a week until you pay me my $2.16 million. And then, like, if the government isn't around for the next 20 years, let's say that you guys destroy the government and get rid of it, I'm going to need that before the government is eradicated. Yeah. Those are the reparations I'm owed. Look, y'all. Everybody's concerned about Social Security, Medicaid, all these government services that we ourselves pay into, when we really don't need that. If we stop paying income taxes, if we stop paying into Social Security, if we stop paying into all this bullshit, we can indeed, we'll have more money to spend on ourselves and on our elders, right? We can take care of our own elders. We can make sure our own elders are good. We can pay their medical bills. We can, as communities, right? We can do that, and that's the important thing to understand. The important thing to understand is that everything that we believe the government is doing for us, we can actually do for ourselves. And this is just going to highlight that. Like, all right, what are we going to do? If the government cuts off Social Security and Medicaid, if the government cuts off unemployment and all these things that they're probably going to cut off, VA disability, they might try to cut all that shit off. Mr. Duke, Minor Mouse, if the Hells Angels support Minor Mouse, then they support a child molester. So that says a lot about the Hells Angels. Yeah. Mighty Mouse went to LA and didn't show anything about the gangs. He did not interact with the gangs. He interacted. Y'all are full of shit, man. Y'all really think this dude is something else. Man. All these troll accounts are probably Mighty Mouse. Anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. We don't need government. Let's just think about that. Think about, okay, they get rid of all these government programs. How are we gonna survive? How are we gonna be okay? Well, you know, if they're gonna get in these government programs, that means less extortion, right? That's what it should mean. Less extortion. We keep more of our money. Bada boom, bada bing. We take care of ourselves. Less government regulation, less government rules, less government laws, right? More self-sufficiency, more self-reliance, more community building, right? Less government means more community building, if you believe that or not. KGRJ says, hell, the cartels and the jihadists are more gangster because they not afraid to fight our government. That's real shit. But the cartels are trash. The cartels ain't, they're just another government. So when you talk about the cartels, you're just talking about another government agency fighting against our government agency. Malik Breakdance, what's good? Anyway, y'all, I'm out of here. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace.